Good morning. Sue Smith sitting in for Joanne this weekend. Well, can a robot really help with your laundry? Well, that's what TikTok is hoping. Chris Abel talks tech with us every Sunday. Chris, tell me about the TikTok robot. Good morning.
Good morning. So ByteDance, which is the parent company that owns TikTok, has to deal with the fact that the future of TikTok may not be very bright.
Right.
It's not just that TikTok faces lots of bans, but in general, all social media companies run into a lot of rough problems. When you think of Twitter, you think of Facebook, they're all having a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
So ByteDance realizes that their future cannot be just dependent on TikTok. They're looking towards robots. And right now there are lots of companies that are producing companies. In fact, Unitree, which is one of the most popular humanoid robot companies, just announced that they're actually selling their first humanoid robot. The price is $6,000.
Ooh.
So we're talking about the early days of robots, and they've looked at the early days of robots much like the early days of computers. And ByteDance realizes they can do the same thing Microsoft did. Yes, you get all these companies making these robots. They should make the software. And so what they're doing is they've come up with an artificial intelligence that can be loaded into any robot that's being designed for your household chores. And this software will make it easy for you as the owner to give instructions to the robot. So what they've been testing out is a robot called the CJAD, and it has the ability with little robotic arms to be able to pick up a shirt, to gently fold the shirt, to put it away, or to pick up a coat hanger and put the shirt on the coat hanger.
Yes.
The other task that they were testing out with, you can take that robot over to a table, and it can clear that table. It can gather up all the objects. So what ByteDance is realizing is that they can do, what's going to be needed, is that if you have this in your home, obviously you're going to want to customize these tasks. So you'll be able to, just with clear language, be able to tell the robot, okay. I want you to take all the empty cans and put them in the recycling bin. Then I want you to take all the empty plastic containers and put that in the garbage bin. And the robot will understand what you're saying and be able to customize its tasks to be able to perform it to your specification.
Wow. I mean, I watched the video that came with this, and I had to say I wanted to scream at how slowly it folded the shirts. But I guess if you leave for the day, you don't care, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like you tell it to start, and then you can walk away.
Yeah.
And as long as when you get back, everything's all done properly, then, okay, sure, if it takes 3 hours, sure, for now.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the robot vacuum either, so I don't know where you stand on that. But I need to be convinced a little bit.
It's early days.
It
It's
is.
kind of like,
You're right.
You think of the early days of computers. There wasn't even a mouse. You couldn't even see where things were, So yes, I mean we're developing things. Things are going to get much better within about 5 years.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and the whole booting of computers and all the noises it made when it was connecting
Waiting
to
for
the
things
internet.
to download. Yeah, we have to go all through that.
Old school, like dialing numbers on a phone, in a rotary dialer. But it's here to stay, and even the Young Drivers of Canada are launching an app which is AI.
Yes, it's called YD Drivers Coach. And it's interesting. This is a free app that you can download on iOS. And what it does is it offers the basics. So there's lots of videos of instructions giving you detailed instructions on things like, distracted driving, how to prep yourself, the most common mistakes made when it goes to on your driver's exam. But then you can get into more complicated things. So the main real goal with the app is practice. You got lots of reference material. It'll teach you a lot of things, but then you just need to be able to practice the written test. They have a simulation of the actual written test that you will take for your exam, and you can go through it on the app. You can test it, and you can try it again and again to see how well you can do. But the really keen part is that you can actually test driving. So as long as you have a hands-free setup, in terms of, putting your phone into a little bracket on your dashboard, it will use the phone's sensors to monitor your driving. Then you go for a drive. The app will then watch for things like your speed, when you stop, all sorts of checks like that. And then when you're done, it'll give you a review, as if there's a virtual instructor in the car. They'll actually be able to sit back and take take a look at monitor your speed, the lane changes, the time of day, and your overall driving habits.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because then that can prepare you for the exam.
Correct. And so that's the whole point, is that you go through all this experience and just to practice. They say the one key part for people who keep failing their driving tests is that too often they've simply gone through the course once and they feel that's it.
Yeah.
No, you got to keep practicing on your own time until you feel comfortable enough you can actually do it. Then take your driver's test.
Yeah. Usually with a really nervous parent in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Been there. Okay, I really want to get to this story about this Barbie because I know a number of young women who are diabetic and, conscientious about some of the gadgets that they have to wear. Although the tech on this is super cool now, the diabetic tech. But there's a new Barbie who's using those diabetes gadgets.
Part of it is the stigma. Part of it is just the awareness. And so, yes, there is a part of the fashionista line of Barbies. There is a Barbie doll that she actually reflects the fact that there are people in our world who have to have wearable gadgets in order to maintain their lifestyle. So the Mattel Barbie fashionista with diabetes type 1, she has 3 cool tech innovations on her. The first is that she has a blood sugar a continuous glucose monitor that's on her arm with little heart-shaped Barbie pink tape that keeps it in place.
Of course.
And then she has an insulin pump that's actually attached to her skirt and is actually connected to her waist. And then finally, in her really cool purse, the one accessory that comes in the package, you can find a smartphone that has a running app, so that the app is monitoring her blood sugar levels throughout the day.
Wow. I just wonder, had a flashback to when I was playing with Barbies, and I just wonder what the narrative would be with little people that are playing with this. I wonder if they'll be like, oh, I'm having a crisis, and, lying down and then taking a sugar cube. I don't know.
Well, it sets it up so that when Barbie, Insulin Barbie, meets other dolls, I'm sure the kids will be having conversations where, it talks, what's this in your purse? What are you wearing? What's this pump? And have that ability to explain what's going on.
Yeah.
So, yes, this is in stores now, $17.
Wow, that sounds pretty reasonable. But to your point, those gadgets themselves are so cool and have really transformed life for diabetics, even in the last, I don't know what it's been, I think 10 years since they had those wearable glucose monitors and insulin pumps.
Yeah, and I like the fact that in this Barbie kit, it's not just sort of loose accessories that are included in the box. No, these are actually attached on the doll. They're showing just how wearable these devices are.
Yeah, what a great innovation. Chris, thanks so much.
All right, take care.
You too. That's Chris Abel. He talks tech with us every Sunday.